how I'm firing. I'm strong. I'm strong. I'm strong. Strong.
Alright guys, we're back. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy CMB checking in. And guys, I want to do a quick post-fight reaction to the big fight last night on DAZN. The headliner, of course, Gabriela Fundora, the undisputed flyweight champion, defending her titles for the very first time against competitor Marilyn Badillo. It all went down at the Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California. And this was actually a first for Fundora. She was headlining her very first card. So I want to send kudos to her for that. And I also want to send kudos for her getting the win last night. She got the win. 7th round stoppage of Badillo. Hit her with a straight left, guys, that dropped her to her knees. Badillo, to her credit, managed to get up, but the referee wound up waving the fight off. So let's talk about it. Her competitor, Badillo. Now, I actually looked up footage on her before the fight, and I really couldn't assess what type of fighter she was until I actually watched her fight last night. And from what I saw, her type of fighting style, she was a fighter that had very good upper body movement. She was kind of lacking in the footwork department, and I would say in that fight in particular, she was lacking in the offense. You know, at times she would throw punches. I did see her catch Gabriela with some overhand rights. I saw Gabriela there to get hit in the fight, you know, sometime having her hands down, but she didn't throw a lot of punches. You know, she tried to get in. I think a lot of that had to do with, you know, Gabriela's reach advantage, you know, her master of distance. And it was a tough fight for a lady of her stature against, you know, somebody as tall as Gabriela was. Now, I will say she did give Gabriela problems when she would do this thing where she would crouch down low. And like I said, she had great upper body movement, and Gabriela was having problems hitting her when she would duck that low. But to Gabriela's credit, you know, Gabriela's a very, very disciplined fighter. And I always thought she was more disciplined even than her brother. You guys know her brother used to love to mix it up on the inside. Even though he had the height and reach advantage, you know, he did not fight his height. He loved to fight on the inside until that infamous knockout, of course, from Brian Mendoza. Then he wound up changing his fighting style, but I always thought his sister fought that way all the time, and it was no different last night. She stayed disciplined behind the jab. She had her distance and timing down, and she didn't get overzealous. You know, she seemed like she was very patient. She did not look for the knockout. The knockout just presented itself. And even when Badillo would tie her up, you know, I thought she did a lot of headhunting in the fight, but when Badillo would tie her up, she would rip to her body. You know, she wouldn't just let her stand there and hold her. You know, she let her hands go, and she did a lot of body work when she was tied up like that. And I even saw it hurt Badillo a few times in the fight. So not only is Gabriela a very disciplined fighter, you know, she throws a lot of punches. She's just going to keep coming. And she fought a very good fight last night, and I was very impressed by her. Now, after the fight, they did the in-ring interview, and DAZN kept buffering, so I didn't really get to hear exactly what questions they were asking her or her reply. And I can only speculate that eventually she's probably going to move up and conquer new weight classes. The sky's the limit for her, and I'm interested in seeing how far she can go. If, you know, she can get that popularity. Right now she doesn't have it yet, but I think it will come. And, you know, I've been paying close attention to Gabriela Fundora because I think she has the star power. But we'll see what happens. But once again, congratulations to Gabriela Fundora for her big win last night, headlining her first card. You guys let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.